It's really an honor and privilege to be here. Okay, basically, I just have a few questions with regards to marriage, with
Okay.
regards to fears and why people are afraid of getting married. I don't know, but
Okay.
then I feel like it's strike knowledge that people are afraid of getting married. Like, do you agree with me? People are actually afraid of getting married.
There are many people, yeah, exactly.
And there are so many reasons for that. There are so many reasons for the fear people have of getting married. But then the thing that okay, what I'm considering now is one of the major fears of getting married is the fact that marriage could actually be a form of setback, or it could actually limit a person in some ways.
Mm, it can limit, it can also make you cross limits. It depends on what you choose. It's a choice. It depends on what you choose, and so it depends on where you're asking for.
Like for ladies now, let me put it that way. Many ladies are afraid that if they get married, it has a way of weighing them down and making them too busy to actually pursue their dreams, or posing as a setback or a blockade to some of their dreams, their ambitions, and then because of that, they wouldn't be able to move forward. They'll just probably be stagnant in one place.
The fears is if you should get married today and then your dreams, your ambitions is submitted on the altar of marriage, right? Marriage is a good thing, you understand, but if it's done into without making the proper calculations, there is much tendency that the fear will materialize. But when you're getting into marriage, you need to go into marriage with this understanding that sacrifices will be made. You will reach a compromise with the person who you're getting into a relationship, or will I say the marriage with. Like I always say, delay is not denial, and retreat is not surrender. And when you go into marriage, it's not going to be bed of roses. Sacrifices will be made.
Two career-minded, purpose-driven people that meet on the path. Because we said something last time about meeting on the path. And when two career-minded, purpose-driven people meet on the path, of course, they have high ambitions. They have a lot of dreams and goals and things like that. And in a situation like that, let me say, wouldn't one thing suffer?
Okay, two career people.
Yes.
You're looking at one person has to come down, and it's probably the lady.
Most likely. Most of the time.
Okay, that's why I always say before you go into a relationship or into anything relationship that leads to marriage, you have to first discover yourself and where you're headed to. If you're going to Abuja, you can't be going to a bus that is headed for Lagos, or any mode of transport that is headed to Lagos. You get, or you can't be getting somebody who is going to Lagos. Are you getting what I'm saying? So first of all, you have to discover yourself, know what you're made of and what you're made for. So when you know what you're made of and what you're made for, it now positions you on who to marry, and then you will have that conversation as well with the person. So when you've discovered yourself and you've gotten the person that is actually headed your destination, reach a compromise. You understand? Two of you know that this is where we're headed to. We have to reach a compromise. Definitely, sacrifices will be made. Going in with that consciousness that sacrifices will be made will help solve a lot of puzzle. Now, it has to be calculated risk. We have to calculate who makes the sacrifice at this point and who makes the next phase of sacrifice. So, when we have checked if we are two career people and we have our ambitions and everything, it's also important to know that everything we are doing, if we finish and the home front is not secured, is a waste. So if everything we are doing is for the home, it means that both of us have a role to play. We have sacrifices to make. Maybe at this point in time, my presence will grace the growth of the children. I can talk with my spouse and say, okay, since my presence will grace them in their growth at this particular point in time, you go ahead with your work. There are many things that you people can put into consideration. It could be who makes more money, but even when you say who makes more money, there is a time that the man is not going to be breastfeeding the baby now. Are you getting what I'm saying? So there are times in a child's life that they need the both parents, but there are times in their life that they need this particular one more. They need the other one more, and they need the both at the same level. You have your dreams intact. Delay is not denial. Retreat is not surrender. What we are simply doing is we are saying, let us come back, let us re-strategize. That is retreat. We are not surrendering our dreams on the altar of marriage. We're only retreating so that we will minimize casualties or even have zero casualty. There will always be an alternative to getting to that place. There are many ways. The thing there is, are you willing to calm down to think it through and understand?
So basically, marriage is not in any way a hindrance to
It's
career. It's not in any way a limitation to ambitions. Compromise is something that just has to be reached, and then sacrifice is key.
Yeah.
So delay is not denial.
Delay is not
While
denial.
we are waiting, while you guys arrive at a particular point of agreement, while one party is waiting, the person wouldn't be wasting.
The person is not wasting,
still be doing something, still be going forward, still be acting on our dreams.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but in a situation now, talking as believers, right? Talking as believers, you know that this is your purpose, and then this is where you are supposed to be at this given time.
Yes, there are some things you can do while you're single. That's why singlehood is not something you should mourn. It's something that you should live in and enjoy it and maximize it. You understand? Before you get married to someone, it's expected that you have known God for yourself as a believer. And then what he's simply saying is that God is saying, submit to this person. So God will not ask you to submit to somebody that he knows that will not take you to where you're meant to be. Okay? So, but the issue is that sometimes we might be running ahead, or we might actually not have heard from God. Either of them. And so when you're single, your singlehood is not a time to mourn. It's a time to enjoy. Not like enjoy in the sense of flirting, living anyhow, doing anyhow, but enjoy, like use your time, maximize it, add values to yourself, add so much values to yourself. But once you're going into marriage, you don't just have to put yourself. It has to be more of like a communication thing. It's not you again. It's not just you again. He also has some things in his life that he wants to fix, and he wants to attain a certain height. So once you go into marriage, it's not like when you're single. Enjoy your singlehood. Don't waste. Get so much values.
I get it. So while you are single, you consider yourself, but then marriage is not all about you now. It's about everyone. It's about you and your spouses. Like what you guys want. It's not that just about you. But and then it's now more about sacrifice. But most times it's always the ladies that sacrifice. It's always, and that's why I'm a bit skeptical, because it's always the ladies that have to sacrifice. It's always them that have to stay back and groom the children, because everyone already has the stereotype that it's the lady, is the woman that's supposed to cook. She's the one that's supposed to train the children, raise the children. Even the Bible, even Christians, most times everyone leaves the duty of the mother for training the children. And I think that's why I personally am a bit skeptical about marriage, because there is so much responsibility that's put on the woman, undoubtedly, and both by the society, by us as believers, and things of that sort. So most of the times, it's always the woman that's being the
Victim.
sacrificial lamb,
Okay.
to put it that way. So I don't know. In that situation, is it like she's laying her purpose and everything as a sacrifice for the marriage? Like how
Okay.
exactly do we go?
And let me say that we're meant to scale a fence, and none of us by his own might or of his own self will do that. We need to now know, okay, let me lay down my knee so that you climb. When you climb up there, I'm sure that your own strength can lift me up. Like I can stay very well if it is the guy who is going to climb first so that he can be able to lift you. You now say, okay, this is what I'm seeing. Let's do it like this. But if you don't really see it very well, you'll be like, no. Let me go up there. Let me go up there. And what brings into view that kind of perception is selfishness. You just want that your own to be done. You want it to be done. Okay? And why your mind is fixed that way, there will always be information flying, especially in this jet age. Information's flying that will support that thing. Now let's go to somebody maybe who is seeing right and maybe is almost losing grip on what they actually planned or what they agreed on. I think it's simple. If you're a believer and you talked to God, talk to God again. That's why when you're getting into marriage with somebody who has somebody they listen to. One, and that person that they first listen to is God. So there are some reports you want to make. There are some things that when you tell God, the man might just be sleeping. He might just wake up and he'll be like, how far that thing now? You are not doing this thing again. No? Are you getting what I'm saying? So you need to first get a man who knows God or a woman who knows God. Always put them in remembrance. This is where we are headed to. We always have to put a check. Okay? Some people enter marriage and they did not discover who they are. They didn't get their identity. They didn't get any information that put them in formation. And the person it impacts most on is the kids. Anybody can be anything as long as you understand you have to make sacrifices, you compromise, and then your perception is very, very important. Don't allow negative informations to deter you from your destination. You have to just find what works for you. Social media in-laws should be resting. If they feel they want to contribute, let them be contributing, let them be talking. But don't allow that thing they are saying get into your head or get into your marriage.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think I'm a bit relieved. So basically, the most important thing is to actually find purpose, know where you are going, find your purpose, know that this is where you are going and this is where you should be. Do everything you can during your time of singlehood. Don't waste it.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself, but not in the way of wasting your life and wasting your time. But then enjoy yourself to the extent that you could be able to consider just yourself at that point of singlehood and achieve and attain whatever dreams you want to attain at that point. Because when marriage comes in, there will surely be compromise, right?
Yeah.
And then there will surely be sacrifices that would have to be made. And so you would have to wait, not really waste, but then you just have to wait for a while probably doing other things and attending to things that are very crucial in the home at that particular point. Also, you said something about the ladder, and I think that's true. That two people cannot be climbing the ladder at the same time. So,
Yeah.
And then I think someone also said that women have the tendency to be proud at points. Yes,
Yeah.
They have the tendency that when you give them, when you may allowance, something like that. So when you allow them to actually do what they want to do, when you allow them, that's coming back to why most of the times the woman has to be the one to sacrifice.
The woman can be the one who is climbing the ladder first. The thing here is if somebody has the right information that puts them information.
Okay.
So if a lady is well informed, she understands that she's a boss in her office, not in her house. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes your husband might be saying, let's do it this way at this point in time. You see that bossy nature you have in your office, that you brought it into your house. That is the fear some men have, even men.
Yes.
That's why you see that some men don't take their wives abroad. But if it's a man who knows where he's headed to, if you're not living your life by chance or by luck, you must have become decisive about your destination and who is going to your destination with you. And when you're headed to your destination or your place of assignment, or in your place of assignment, you will definitely see somebody who is also on that path. So getting the right one starts with you doing it right. It starts and ends with you.
Thank you very much. I've listened to this point, and I think I'm with you. Marriage is not meant to be a stumbling block. It's meant to more likely be a stepping stone to where you want to be. Because even the Bible talks about how one reaches 1,000 and then 10,000. So together, you guys could actually do better and do greater and achieve greater.
So I hope you're not afraid of getting into marriage.
No, I'll just maximize my singlehood because.
Yeah, maximize your singlehood, but just know when to marry. It's very, very important. Know when to marry. Women have a biological clock, men financial clock.
Can you explain the financial clock?
So women have biological clock. They know that there is a time in their life, this age to this age, they should be married, be able to give birth to children, and attend to other things. But the man can wake up tomorrow at 40 and say he wants to marry. You understand? He's not he's still going to choose who he wants to marry, and he's not really winding up. You get? So a woman should know when it's her time to just go and settle down and still be pursuing what she's pursuing. You know, the man will always, let's go and make money. They go look for money. If they wake up by 40, they will find wife. But a girl who wakes up by 40, she will find herself.
I'm not talking from any feminist point of view, but then like from what you said, and literally from society and everything, it's more like ladies are in a disadvantaged position.
No, I won't say they're in a disadvantaged position. See, there's something called leverage. You need to find your strength, okay? And you need to take advantage of that your strength. So when I find my strength, know that this is where I have strength. I have to take advantage of it. It doesn't mean that the other person is bigger than me or is better than me. It's just that I understand my time and season.